call this one. Once upon a time at home. My wife and I have been married for 15 years. Been together 16 years. Sometimes whenever you just sit there and think about that, you're like, man, that is a long time. Oh, man. Sometimes you really get to thinking about it until death do us part kind of becomes a race. Let's see who can get there first. After we're dead, I think we're free to see other people. I think we fulfilled our obligation to each other. So anyway, having 5 kids. My wife and I were in the garage the other night smoking. And looked over at her, and she kind of had her head down, and she said, "We got 5 kids." I said, "Yeah." She says, "Does that ever just sink into you that we got 5 kids?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." She's like, "If the night I met you at Cotton Eye Joe's, you had a sign on that said you would impregnate me 5 times," that she would turn around and walk the other way. Now, don't get me wrong. We love our kids. Our kids are awesome. Our older kids help with the little ones. It's all well and good. But we've got them ranging from almost 15 down to less than 2. We got 2 boys and 3 girls. Well, anyway, getting to the story. When you're a parent, you really don't have any privacy. I thought at one time, at least, when the kids were, the big kids, I thought that they would at least get to the point of knocking on our door before walking in. You would think they'd been scarred enough by walking in and seeing me and mommy tangled up like a pretzel that it would be enough to scar them to not come in without knocking, but they still don't knock. And most of the time we try to lock the door, which is all well and good, but then we'll have one of the little kids sitting there beating at the door and just beating it and hollering, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," this and that. Do you know how hard it is to bust a nut whenever you got kids at the door kicking and beating and screaming, "Mommy, mommy, mommy"? And then you're sitting here, your penis is still in your wife, and she goes to yelling, "Mommy will be there in just a minute." It's like she can just turn it off and just go somewhere else for a minute, and then after she yells that or whatever, she just goes right back to it like there was nothing ever happened. I don't work that way. If they beat on the door long enough and everything else, I want to have stuff go. So, that's been a struggle before, but I guess probably one of the most infamous times that we've had, especially here recently, is we got a 7-year-old boy that will come in and tell us if a ladybug landed on his toe. Just all the time got to know something. But anyway, kids can be sneaky because sometimes they're really quiet and late at night and everything else. We got a pretty good sized house, and everybody's got a bedroom and everything else, except for the little one. She still stays in her room, but she's got her own bed and everything. But we get the kids to sleep, and me and my wife have really good sex life. Really good sex life. So, almost nightly, but we was getting it on the other day, and I was on top, and she was laying on her belly, and I was just giving it down the road. Just having a good time, talking dirty to her, just talking back. We was just getting in it with each other. Until I felt a small hand smack me on the butt a couple times. I turned around and looked, and it was Trent. He said, "Can you guys keep it down?" He said, "We're trying to sleep." I said, "You know what? That's highly uncalled for."